everyone. The weather's sort of coming right. It was dark and gloomy a minute ago. I thought, here we go, another shithouse day. Today, sort of a mixture of excitement and intrigue, I guess, because we get to do something a little bit coolish. Got these tough mounts, universal kit Barra mounts sort of thing. So we've got to rip off the old mounts down here. Unbolt those fellas, and we bolt them, don't know if it's around the right way or not, down in place of those. So, and then once that's done, the plan is just to make or cut some more of my plate coming off these factory mounts, maybe coming forward. We'll work that out once the actual mount's on there. And then they supply me with all these little gussets here, little cross braces, and then these plates. So the idea is we can put the plate down there off the factory mount with the bolt holes, and then we just cut and weld these on to come up to mount onto their factory thing on the engine. So we'll get that mounted in today. We'll get the actual Barra sorted out today, which will be a great step forward. And then, like I said, I'm not really planning on pulling it back out to do any friggin' round with it. I think what we're going to be doing is just going to be tidying up the engine bay as it sits. I'm not going to get too fancy in here. I was actually just thinking a minute ago about continuing, say, this red oxide just around all of the engine bay actually. Then I might just rattle can down inside here black. So just make it practical and usable and a little bit nicer but rat roddy. So that's our big venture for today. We just want to try and get that engine. Now, I don't know what's going on with these fucking tough mounts. I can't get them to work no matter which way. I put them in side to side, upside down, roundabout. This one here, because it's got such a thin edge, has to go on a certain way on passenger side of the engine because I've got a big metal casting coming out. But then the holes don't line up. You'd think after selling so many of these fuckers, you'd actually have everything pretty much nailed down. But what I've got to actually do to make this work is I've got to elongate one of these holes because it's right now sitting on the piss. I've got to try and get that longer upwards so it actually twists down square and I can get the bottom holes in. So, and the driver's side one has an issue like that too. There's a hole one hole on that doesn't line up either after the other ones go in, and even if I flip it up the other way or the other way, it doesn't make any difference. So pretty disappointed that they're just not a bolt in item. I don't get why it's so different, whether it's a difference between blocks, but I'm pretty sure they're all the same block. So, but we'll crank up the air compressor and we'll grind out the holes. Where did we end up after that shit fight? Probably a good 30 odd minutes and just elongating holes and grinding out areas to fit over castings and bits and pieces like that. So technically, when I actually want to spend my money to buy other people's shit, I just want to bolt on. It's why I just like to save myself some work, but it nearly gets to a point of being pointless if I've got to custom redo things I've spent money on. But for now, not the bad sort of position. But now we're not too bad of position. Mount is on. You can see that top hole there I've had to make work. But there's the engine mount and there's the body mount. So some plate coming forward, engine's got to go backwards a little bit. Hopefully this strap here might land just the other side of this stud roughly by the time we push it back. On this side, a little bit better, even more, because it's nearly sitting directly on top of my plate there. So not looking too bad that way. So we shall now try and get the engine up, push backwards, get it to where I think I want it to be sitting properly, and then we'll start making these mounts up. Check this out, we've just got one mount in there mocked up. Decided to use a bit of that angle line that I had laying around from last week. It's the same gauge thickness as the brackets that come with the kit and the original mount, and I like a little bit of angle coming up the back because I can actually use that as a gusset instead of welding in there flimsy little 10mm one. But so I can make this a little bit prettier by giving it a bit of a chamfer and all that sort of thing, but for now that's pretty much ready to tack up and drill some holes in it. The other one's going to be a little bit more complex, but also to the other side it's got to run a bit further up the chassis, so I like that actual bit of angle to actually add that strength to the whole thing. So yeah, so we'll put a couple of tacks on that now and pull it out and drill some holes, and then that one's pretty much ready to go. It's lunchtime, a lot of welding and grinding going on. I've got to go and get the battery drill and drill bits. Left hand work, totally forgot about them. But not going too bad. Got extra side gusseting on that one because it's got to span out a bit of distance before it actually gets to the engine mount. So, woody. So we're not going too bad. Moment of truth. Got the mounts in. Just need to nip up the bolts, but right now it's good enough where I can just pull the jack out. So let's take the jack out, take the pressure off the engine, and we'll see how she sits. I don't think that moved at all, which is good. This is what I was sort of expecting with these tough mounts. I wasn't expecting any movement at all, to be honest. So, looks like we're going pretty good. Tighten these up, and then get to the gearbox mounts, put the bolts in those, and that is the Barra and BTR officially fitted to Beefy. You know what, sexiness, and we've got good clearances too to achieve that. So. Oh, got metal filings and shit stuck in my hair everywhere. But I'm calling it quits for the day. I think we've done enough. Not that it looks like I've achieved fuck all, but not bad going. Engine mounts are now in properly. Gearbox is now bolted in properly. Technically that's that mechanical part of it over and done with, which is a big thing. Just been wandering around. Sort of preparing my mind for little things that make you feel like you're achieving. So I've just been looking at mounting the ECU, maybe cut the nutserts and bolt it on that corner there, tidy up the brackets a little bit better so it sits a bit nicer. Fuel lines will just be turn will be back onto that. Pretty simple. Radiator hose. It'll be a bit complex, but we've got heaps of room on this corner because of a bonnet, so just probably be a 90 coming off, coming up and straight back on. We're not going to overthink things with this. Heater hoses are all the same, so we're just going to run the paired couple straight off, straight round the side and straight onto the back of the Barra block. Vacuum hose straight from there, straight over as well. Nothing too hard. Power steering, we'll work that out. We might need to get some custom lines made, but I'm just going to try and adapt the factory Pajero onto the factory Barra pump. We'll see how that goes. There is clearance down there, believe it or not, between the alternator and the power steering box. There wasn't at the start, but I will say I've probably got a good 10mm clearance, and these are tough mounts, so they're actually quite strong. Radiator, I'm probably nearly at a point where I might as well just bolt that in solid. So I tried to get it out before and it doesn't really want to come. Still got to make up these body mounts because right now we've just got the Bedford body sitting on the chassis to support it, and I've got to cut that back and put some rubber mounts in there. Tidy up the firewall, probably just paint that. That's it. I think I might just red oxide all of that, even if it's with a paintbrush. It'd actually just give it a bit of a rustic look. Don't know, we'll wait and see. I've still got blue left. And then we'll just paint all underneath there, underneath that sort of line like that. We have just a rattle can and behind, give it a bit of a thinners and do all that. What else? The wipers. That's been one of the things I've sort of been putting on and off my shopping list. Because I swear there was a really good kit out there a while ago. Now, what we've done, so we've still got the factory Bedford arms in here. I've just pulled the Pajero Plenum back to give myself a bit more room to look, and these arms actually overlap. So I reckon if we just buy a second-hand $40 wiper motor with the arm that does that, I could probably just bolt that in there and we can use that on the factory arms. This dash cowl that I'm going to make up here is all going to be bolt in, so it's a bit race truck looky, so that'll be all removable, so things can be accessible. So yeah, it's just bit by bit. I mean, I was excited. I was thinking, oh, I could get the exhaust on, plumb that into the stacks, but I need to really drop that sump off first. I'm stopping at that today because I need my jack and my jack stands to jack up the velocity, because I've got to finish off the turbo swap on that tomorrow, so I need them to be underneath that instead tomorrow. So for me, it's a good enough excuse today to say you've achieved enough. We can stop for today. But yeah, we're going all right and achieved a bit. So looking pretty sexy. So yeah, I've got a heap of bits on eBay shopping cart that I need to just press buy now. Heap of bits of this and heap of bits for Woody, but I just need to pull the pin on and just, instead of dribbling, get backwards and forwards and just 1 week you're waiting for something else. It just, you know what the saying is, you either have plenty of time or plenty of money. You never have both at the same time. So I just sort of thought, if I get all my bits in now and it sits here, then they're just waiting for me to have the time to work on it. So well, I think I just need to press pay now. But check this bit of excitement out. While I've been fluffing around today, my new horn cap turned up and I've just painted a buckskin. So we'll get that mounted. I bought some glue myself. I'm not going to borrow the bosses. I bought some glue to shove up inside those holes so I can re-tap them and make them work again. So it's all happening. So I'm going to pack up now, go check out to see what I need, run down to the nut and bolt shop before they shut for the week. And thanks for watching. If you want to see more of Beefy and Woody come to life, keep following along, subscribe, like, do all that jargon. Just appreciate having you along. Cheers.